Okay. Good morning, everybody. Friday, September 15th. I feel like I got into this one a little bit rushed. What I was noticing is a strong move up, weak retracement, and then kind of a weak die out right here. So this doesn't have a lot of strength down. This is just barely started to turn down with all of this pullback. It could really pull back a little bit further, so I have to be prepared to either be okay with taking a loss or just be ready to take it out very soon. I think I was just a little bit hesitant. I mean, jumped the gun just a little bit. I could have waited just a few minutes longer. Especially probably right about here as you're getting this long bar close at the top, starting to roll to the upside. Okay, I'll check it in a minute. If you don't know, you should know how to refresh your data and reset the database. But if you don't know how to do that, I can walk you through the steps in just a little bit, so let me know. Okay, so far this is looking all right. It's going to really need to give a little bit more push. I don't like all the distance back to this area, so it may pull back a little bit. We're going to watch and make sure. The highest time frame is really looking good for it. It's broken above this area, pulled back into it, and a lot of strength to the upside. We'll go back and look at the morning in just a little bit. Alright, I want to see it kind of push past this area that held up a little bit to move the risk up a tick. It's not looking super promising in the push up right here. Like I said, what may happen, so I got to be pay a little attention here, is that it pushes up a little bit and then comes back down to this area and then takes off. Okay. Let it take off past here. I'm going to move up one more tick. I'm looking at something else, losing my focus. Still looking good for it. I am going to lock in one more tick. Not really digging this right here. I think it might be in my best interest to take an exit here and wait for what I'm anticipating and then pull back a little bit deeper right into this area. What I'm noticing was the opportunity for a reversal bar here. Oh, and look, it may just go a reversal bar here and a reversal bar here. Just such a weak movement back to the upside. So to reverse, come back down right and snuggle in this little area. There we go. Yeah, I think I held on to that just a little too long. So I'm still preparing for the long trade. I'm just anticipating it to come down just a little bit more right into here. Alright, there's those reversal bars doing their jobs. Okay, I walked away for a second. This is tempting. It's equal that bottom pivot point. I just think it might pull up just a little bit more, come down just a little bit more, and then take off. I mean, you can see when it pulled up before, you actually had more activity here than you do now while this is pulling back. And, well, maybe that'll change. Blink of an eye. Looks like the W pivot's going to win out. I was expecting a little bit of divergence here at the bottom of the pivots. Didn't see any of that. Nah, maybe it will, but I'm still expecting this to push down just a little bit more right into here before it takes off. It's not about the area. Well, I guess it is. The EMA, the support, the weak push up right here. These two bars closing at the bottom, I would anticipate it to just push down a little bit more, give a flag, and then go up. Well, it looks like the double bottom went out. I was really, really anticipating this to pull back just a little bit deeper. And looking here, what I was looking at is, yes, I was anticipating this to push up, but really just to give a little bit more of a tail here before it took off. So I guess I was waiting for perfection, and there was an opportunity. It's still starting to roll here, which is good. It's rolling to the upside here, which is good, and on the 10-9-46, it's pushing to the upside. So I'm not going to give this a whole lot more time today. We're just going to see what happens. So signal to push back up, sure. I won't be taking this, simply because there's not much room to run to the last high. I just don't like it. I would be getting in right about here. I would have big risk for it to pull back to an area where I think it might be giving us another bounce. Okay, I'm doing this one shot to the downside with the reversal bar here, the roll just slightly here, slowing down, slowing down. I know it's into the EMAs, but I'm really anticipating this to pull down to this area and then push back up. So I've got lots of room to run back to here. Let's see, this is a better... We'll give it a better opportunity up here. Oh, it's been a nightmare waiting for this. What really would be the better thing is to wait for a strong push down, but by then it's going to be a little too late. It's held out here for so long. The MACDs are leading so much lower on, you know, the 1597 and the 610 from our last high. There is strength here, but really what I'm anticipating is it coming back down, just pulling down just a little bit past this area, and then going up. This is looking more in favor of it. And really nothing's changed, so everything's the same, so there's no reason to exit. Okay. Like I've been waiting this for a lifetime. Got some strength pushing to the downside here. Two above here. Alright. I think with this holdup, I'm going to take the first one out. Let the second one roll, because I'm not anticipating this to go super far. Once it pushes past this area, I'll move 2 ticks behind here. I'm good with that being right there for now. So it's this one that's still in. 2 back behind here, but it's got to tick off a little bit more to the downside. If that's as far as it's going to go. Setting this one probably at a break even here in a moment. Just a tick behind this, but it's got to tick off to the downside a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to fight this. I do want it to push, but it's looking good for it. Right here, we need that to push down. There's still quite a few ticks left here. We've got a nice angle pushing down here, starting to roll over here. Yeah, no, I'm not going to lose anything on this. We'll go ahead and take this out. I'm starting to roll the upside, pulling back. Good. It wasn't the best trading today. I'm anticipating this to push up from here, maybe just a little bit lower, possibly pull down, give a little bit of divergence here and push up, but it's been tough for it to keep my concentration today. So let's see how we did. Yeah, this is very, very, very likely can keep going down from here. Just not in anymore. I've been ready for lunch, not paying attention. Hope you have a great weekend. Oh, I was going to go back and go over a little bit of this that happened this morning really quick. So I was watching this happen, and as it pushed down right here, because I watched it a little bit before market open, had a really good idea this was going to snap back. Because what you're looking at is, you know, pulling away from these EMAs that are flat. So that's a good area to snap back. When they're pulling to them like this, they can very well hold, but when they're just flat, here you can see it's angled to the upside. Here it's really struggling. So when it pulls back here to roll off the zero line to the upside, it's still limited in its direction. This is where things change. It pulls back into the area here, pulls back and gives you a little bit more of an opportunity for the upside. And this actually, I had just sat down about here and I just was like, man, there's nothing I can do. Because it was right here and I was just sitting down about here, and there was just nothing I could do to get into that. But at that time, you finally had everything in agreement that it was going up. You're rolling above the zero line here, rolling above the zero line here, rolling above the zero line here. EMA is crossing to the upside, the potential to push back up here. And also this one was great because you had a nice just weak retracement back up, strength to the upside. So there was really good chance of that continuing up. Taking this trade, I knew I had to be really conservative with the exit. Could have grabbed it another tick or so before. There was the opportunity for the long here. I passed on it because I was expecting it to pull back a little bit deeper. So I said, all right, you know what? I see this opportunity for a short trade. We sat here with resistance. We had weakness rolling over to the downside. We had major, major divergence between the last high pivot and what's happening now. But it is very limited because it's into an area that can create that bounce to the upside. So whenever it started just pulling back and hanging out and giving just a little bit of a slowdown here and looking at never ever pulling back here, I'm like, all right, you know what? I've had enough of this. So took my first exit at the very first sign of a slowdown, and then took the next exit, just making sure I had a little bit of profit without coming back to a break even. Okay, so this pulled down exactly to where I was looking for it to happen prior. So I went ahead and gave it a shot whenever it pulled back at this point and then started to push up. So we're going to see what happens with this one. Still got a little bit of strength coming down here, which is not my favorite. So we're going to watch this for a moment. And just in the previous trade that I had, it did come down further right after. I mean, I closed it out and didn't even look at it anymore after this. But it did come down here, which is more where I anticipated the first area. The next one was all the way down here, which we may make it there. Just saw this little bit here and decided to go for it. So we'll see what happens. I don't feel really terrible about this decision, but I don't feel 150% either. Okay, just move one tick behind here. Just going to pause this while this is moving so slow. We'll come back once it picks up a little. That way I don't have to edit out so much. Okay, this is kind of a, we want to see this pull up and roll up here instead of slowly crawl. Looks like it's got a little bit of a chance. We've got some nice strength going to the upside here. So, okay, we're going to hang it around. This is more the look that I've been waiting for this to happen. So, here we are. I've got to chase that second entry, but both the same spot. Almost no movement here. Getting close to the end of the day. People like to go back to that high. And this was not easy to hold through, but nothing changed. It was really, really weak here. It slowed down here. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a shot. Past this area. I'm going to move it up one tick. Pass. Yeah, liking it. Not real concerned with this push down because there's 3,000 ticks left. There's a little more confirmation right here. Good. Here we go. This is almost like the last one, just not really pushing through. Like this right here. I'm not feeling too great about this trade right now. It's not looking too pretty for this. We're going to have to push up here. And that's I'm feeling really good about this though. And it's this one that does it for me. Because you can see the way this is pulled down. This is still continuing up. All these are closing towards the top, so this really has the opportunity to push up. It's moving very, very slow, and as soon as this trade is over, I'm done for the day. I just don't think I have the oomph on me to wait for this to continue up. I think I'm just going to go ahead and take my profits. Man, I just want to. But I took out, so I got 1.5 points off of that. I think I've just done here for the day. I keep feeling that just not really following through like I'd like to see. It's close to the end of the day. It's Friday. I guess one of the reasons also is I'm anticipating a little bit of a pullback down towards here. Just don't even feel like dealing with it anymore today. It's Friday. It's moving slow enough to put a person to sleep. So we're going to call it quits. Let's see, those were both. Of course, it's going to go up now, but that's okay. I just didn't have it in me to wait anymore. So that would take it to, whoops. Alright, so now I'm going to edit both these videos and get it off for you today. Have a great weekend, guys, and we will catch you on the flip side.